guys, so just rolled up to a 7-Eleven, right? 7-Eleven, super infamous place. All these car guys and girls want to go to 7-Elevens all the time in the US. Well, I'm here at one in Japan. Just rolled up the R34 GTR here. Actually, we're on our way to Mount Fuji. And before we go to Mount Fuji, we're actually heading to Fuji Speedway. But anyways, wanted to take you on a quick look inside of what a 7-Eleven is like here in Japan. It is a lot different than 7-Elevens in the US. 7-Elevens in the US are a whole bunch of junk food and crap food. This is a lot better food over here. Their 7-Elevens are on point. The 7-Elevens in the US need to step up their game and get to this kind of level, because this place is pretty incredible. You can eat your whole entire meals for every single meal you want, like in a whole day from here. I mean, the food is pretty legit here. So anyways, we're gonna head inside and take a look at 7-Eleven, show you the insides, the inner workings of it, and try not to be too awkward recording everything about the place. But yeah, let's check this place out. You gotta love all the food choices at the convenience stores. I'm at a 7-Eleven, and this is what you find at 7-Eleven. I mean, it's some pretty legit stuff for a 7-Eleven. But this is how it is in Japan. This is how it is. I mean, it is some pretty legit stuff here at 7-Eleven. I mean, it's like a grocery store. Look, it's literally like a grocery store. That's 7-Eleven in Japan. Where the Coca-Cola's at? I need Coca-Cola in my life. Somewhere over here. Every place I've been has had Coke. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there we go. Look at this. It's like a waffle with cream and some type of pancake with, wow, craziness. It's pretty cool. Love it. Pancakes with maple syrup and margarine. I'm getting one of these. It already has it in it? Yeah. Oh, it's already in them. Yeah, I'm definitely getting one of these. I'm so excited. I wanted to do a quick walkthrough of a 7-Eleven store here. A lot different than the 7-Eleven stores that we have in the US. This looks fairly normal for a normal 7-Eleven store. But then it starts getting really interesting when you head over to this area. I mean, so many different, you could eat every meal of your day for many days here at the 7-Eleven stores, and you'd be all right. Like, they're actually pretty legit meals, like really, really legit meals. These 7-Elevens are really amazing. Everything you could ever want, not just like junk food, but like actual, like real food. I mean, look at this. I mean, this is pretty legit meals right here. Full-on meals that you can eat. Meals that you could find at a lot of restaurants. Literally just sitting here, ready to go, fresh, all that stuff. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's not junk food. It's legit food. Right here at 7-Eleven. I mean, look at this. That's crazy. That's awesome. It's absolutely incredible. I love it. 7-Elevens are amazing here in Japan. See everything they got. You can take a look at everything. It's awesome. It's cool. Oh man. This is cool. Very, very cool. 7-Elevens are awesome. All right, so I bought these pancakes that are come in a package, and they already have syrup and everything on it. Eat it for the first time. Great over here like Tokyo, but it's all good. Going to the ETC. Man, look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, this is a 1999 R34 GTR, right? They're you know, it is a 90s car, right? But still in a way somewhat modern, right? I mean, everything in here feels pretty good. It looks good. It doesn't look like super old school or anything like that. It doesn't look 90s, even though it is is 90s in a lot of different ways. It still has a decent feel to it, right? My R32 GTR, you know, it definitely does have a very early 90s type feel to it. With this car, you know, obviously I got the MFD right there. It still works properly, does everything it needs to do. I mean, you can, this is the mode that I keep it on, but you can switch to all different kind of modes and it works. I mean, it checks boost, it checks the throttle position, injectors, your oil temp, water temps, whatever. You know, it does a whole bunch of different things. And you know, dash wise, this is still a stock dash. I don't have any of the upgraded like Nismo dash, or you know, where it can show like 300 kilometers an hour or whatever it is. I don't have any of that. It's a stock dash. Goes up to 180 kilometers an hour, which is not really that fast. I mean, if you can do the math real quick on 180 kilometers an hour, that's somewhere around less than 120 miles per hour. So anyways, so it doesn't obviously go up that high, but you can get that changed to a Nismo one or some other ones, and it can show and it can read higher. All the other gauges are pretty much normal gauges, right? I mean, you have your tachometer. It shows red line at 8,000 RPM. I have not taken it to 8,000 RPM. The car is still bone stock. It's not like, I wouldn't say it's this crazy fast car, but it is still quick. Right now I have Mines titanium exhaust on it. I'm going through a little bit of traffic here in Japan, but I have some Mines titanium exhaust on it. They're like, it's called like the silencer, high power silencer exhaust or something like that, where it actually, I definitely felt a difference in power once we got it installed. Immediately felt that difference. Definitely a lot more responsive. The car sounds better. It's not crazy loud or anything. It just sounds better than stock, and it's faster. So it actually, and it's quiet, right? It's still pretty quiet. So it actually does everything that it said it's going to do. It's high power silencer, and it's cool. It works. My style typically is usually louder, but here in Japan, I'm not trying to have crazy loud exhaust, because then it gives you issues with the cops and all that stuff, and don't want to get into all that. Not during my few trips I'll have to Japan before this car comes to the States. When it comes to the States, different story. We'll do a few things and get this thing to the sound level that I want it to be. Motor still stock turbo, still stock all that stuff. Really the whole build is just coilovers. So the HKS Hypermax coilovers, and then you know, the Mines exhaust on there, and then the Mines strut tower brace up front under the hood, and Nismo LMGT4 wheels. They're black. Those are on the car as well. And yeah, that's really kind of about it. Nothing else too crazy. Seats feel really good in this car. They hug you really well. Like, I'm a 6 foot, 200-pound guy, right? I would say kind of a normal size human being, or maybe slightly above average, a little bit more than you know, I'm a football player too, or played football at least, so I got a football player type build. Now, if you are a bigger, heavier set guy, these seats probably won't fit you the best. And when I say heavy set, like if you're, you know, I don't know, 230, 240, 250, 300, whatever, these seats probably aren't going to be your favorite seats. I think 200 and below will be just right. As far as height, I'm 6 foot and it's just right. Maybe 6'1", 6'2" would probably work. If you're like a taller 6'4" or anything like that, this seat probably won't be the most fun seat to be in, but you can always get that changed out at any point. When you're driving through Japan, there's all these tunnels, especially when you're going longer distances. They don't, like in the U.S., a lot of the roads and highways, they like go around the hills, go around the mountains, all that stuff. Here in Japan, they just plow right through them, and you go through these really cool tunnels. And sometimes they're short like that one, but sometimes you're in there for like 5 minutes, and it's like pretty cool. You're just in this underground tunnel. Sometimes these tunnels go underwater, sometimes they go under the city streets, sometimes they go through mountains, wherever, but it's pretty cool. Continue on the interior. Eventually I'm gonna get all this stuff changed out with this head unit here for the radio. This is really old school one. I'm gonna get these changed out, put an in-dash unit screen where I can touch it, Apple CarPlay. I can plug in my phone instead of plugging it into a cigarette lighter, which works. Still Still got the 6-speed in here. It's the stock 6-speed get rag, super smooth transmission, shifts through the gears really easy, no issues there. Actually, I was in 5th, I just put it in 6th right now. You know, right-hand drive, shifting with your left hand isn't hard. What is difficult is driving in Japan and learning their highway systems and road systems and their signs that none of them have English on them. So you gotta know what means stop, what means go. Their stop signs aren't octagons, they're like upside down triangles. That screwed me up a couple times. And also too, they just have different rules, regulations, and laws. So it takes a little bit to get used to it. If you come out here, you drive a car, it's best to be with someone who's from here, at least for the first couple days or so, so that you can really get to understanding exactly the layout. Because if you just come out here yourself, you don't have anybody with you, you just jump in a car and start driving, you might put yourself in a bind real quick. It's very easy for that to happen, especially if you're not used to driving on this side of the, like driving the car on the right side is not hard. Driving a car on a different side of the road that you're used to, that gets hard. And not on the highway. On the highway it's easy, you're just driving, but I'm talking about in the city where everything is happening so quick, you don't have a lot of time. That's when it gets really, really interesting and very difficult and confusing. That's what it is. It just gets confusing. Your mind is going in a million places. Their highways are very smooth. Right now, the only reason there's a few bumps right here is because they have some of this stuff here for whatever reason. I don't know what that means. This lane has it, not that lane. I don't know why, but for the most part, the highways are very, very smooth, very, very clean. It's not like in the US where you always got like a random tire or refrigerator or couch or piano sitting on the highway, especially in California. It's all that happens all the time. You don't have potholes all over the place. And here in Japan, they pay a lot of taxes on the highway, like tolls and stuff. So all that money goes toward making sure the roads are perfect, and they are. I mean, they are super, super smooth. You know, you don't. It's just crazy, like how smooth and nice they are. They work. No issues there, no complaints. You can drive 3-4 hours and not ever have to dodge anything on the highway, which is great. Everybody drives pretty respectable out here. Speed limits aren't that fast though, at all. They're actually really, really slow compared to the US. In the US, most places you go on the highway, you're 65 to 75 miles per hour. Here, if you convert it to miles per hour, you're typically like 50 to 75 miles per hour maximum. You know, it's not that fast at all. And a lot of times it's more like 50 to 62 miles per hour. So they do it in kilometers, so I'm only converting it to miles per hour for US viewers and people. Yeah, that's kind of a quick rundown on the interior of this car, which I like it a lot. It's comfortable. You can drive hours and hours at a time. I've already put like, I don't know, 1,300 miles on this car already in like a week. That's because we've been going all over the place, but it's been super comfortable doing it. My back doesn't hurt. The seat feels comfortable. Like if I would have done this in my R32 GTR with the original stock seats, like it would have been horrible. The seats for the R32 GTR are like not that great. They were built for smaller people. I think for the 34 GTR, they built them a little bit better for, you know, people who were 6 foot, 200 pounds, and not people who were, you know, 5'6", 140 pounds. So it's nice to actually have seats that fit you well, because all these hours and hours and hours of driving up and down the coast, up and down Japan, Tokyo to Hamamatsu to Ebisu, to all these places. I mean, multiple 3+ hour drives I've done already, and it's super comfy to do it. You can do it all day, and beautiful views. And I mean, just look at these, is just right. It's like really true fall weather. It's like cool but not cold, and definitely not hot for sure. And it's just nice. It's just really, really nice. I mean, we've been by Mount Fuji a couple times now, been around it, literally a whole way around Mount Fuji. on the bottom side of it. We've been to all these different places, and it's just been really comfortable drive, easy drive. And it probably helps that I got a car that has some modified, you know, it's not a 90s crap box. It's a late 90s masterpiece that has been refined even more now and will continue to get refined. Looking forward to more trips, more things with this car. I just wanted to kind of give you like just a quick like lowdown on just driving the car in Japan on the highway. This is how it is. This is how it works. This is what it sounds like inside. Super quiet inside, not super bumpy. I always love the different markings they have on a highway. It just looks super cool. I don't know why. We don't have any of that in the US. But here in Japan, it's just very interesting expressways and roadways. I'll do a video too as well on some of the Tokyo expressways that go around the city, inside the city. C1 loop, Wangan, you name it. We'll do some videos on that. Those should be cool. But for now, that's it for the interior drive, interior show, interior, all that stuff. Riding in a 1999 R34 Nissan Skyline GTR.